Everybody loves to dominate, right? So how about dominating 4-1-2-3 formation for you today? Run the intro and let's get into it. Hello everyone and welcome to another tactics video on the channel. My name is JG513, you can call me Matty, and if you do enjoy the content moving forward, no pressure, but please do drop a like, consider subscribing, because I promise you there's more tactics on the way. Now today I've created a dominating 4-1-2-3 formation. I've tested it with Arsenal and Atalanta, and the results, well, they're incredible. Tell you what, let's start with Arsenal. Let's go. So since this is a dominating tactic, I thought we'd start with the only team that's ever went unbeaten in Premier League history, and that is, of course, Arsenal. They are predicted to finish 6th, 20-1 odds to win the league, but that didn't stop us, not with this tactic. We ended up winning the league, and winning it, well, on the final day of the season, but the way we played was incredible. Now, considering we are on paper the 6th best team in the league, to only have lost 3 games all season is just staggering. 54 goal difference as well. Very, very, very good season. You can see in the stats down here as well, Lacazette finished the season second behind Vardy with 30 goals and Ramsdale got 17 assists. So all in all, not too bad. And when you look at the squad overall, on paper, they are not the best team in the Premier League, not by a long shot. But the goals scored and the chances created really did set us apart. Lacazette getting 37 goals all year round, Aubameyang with 16, Odegaard with 12. And when you rank by assists, 7 players got 5 or more assists in this squad, and that's just incredible. Not many teams does that happen in. And look at this, 4 players with 10 or more. Odegaard with 24 again. Insane. And when you look at the schedule, you can see just how dominating this tactic can be. Some outrageous results, 8-0 hammering of Watford, of course, a 3-2 victory over United, 4-0 Southampton, 4-0 in the London Derby. This tactic just scores goals for fun. And of course, it wins you leagues. And the stats back this tactic up as well. We've got the most points per game. We've got the second most goals in the league behind Liverpool, and there's no shame in that, not with their team this year. We also faced some of the fewest shots against, proving that this tactic is both solid going forward and in defence. And that's proved yet again when we look at the conceding charts. We've conceded 32 goals, only bested by Chelsea and Liverpool. And again, there's no shame in that, because remember, Arsenal are the 6th best team in the league. And since it's my favourite stat to look at, goals per game, we are predicted to score at least 2 goals every game, 2.26. Phenomenal. Absolutely great. Now, this tactic has proved that it can dominate England. Let's see if it can dominate Italy. Let's jump over to Atalanta and see how we do. And it should come as no surprise that this dominating 4-1-2-3 formation has resulted in yet another league championship. Atalanta, of course, they are predicted to finish around 5th in the league at the start of the season. And well, that doesn't matter. Dominating the league, winning it by 3 clear points, only losing 6 games all season. For a side, remember, who are not as good as Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Roma. Doesn't matter who else in this league, we're not as good as them, but we've won the league. And we've won it using this tactic. And we managed to win the league with a squad who, again, similar to Arsenal, are not quite as good as the other teams around them. However, we managed to win it in style. If we sort by goals here, you will see that Zapata, 32, 14 for Pessina, Muriel, Ilicic, all got over 10 goals. Now this tactic promotes one midfielder in particular, and then our 3 forwards just to bag goal after goal after goal. And not only that, but it creates opportunities for everybody to get assists. Again, on this screen here, everyone except from a backup centre-half got an assist. Just ridiculous. Miranchuk, 13 assists. We've got Gustins there on 12. Just incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, similarly to Arsenal, you will recognise that this tactic produces some phenomenal results. 5-1 against Bologna, 4-1 against Inter Milan, 4-1 and 4-0 in the Champions League, 3-1 against AC Milan, 3-1 against Roma. It doesn't matter who you play against with this formation, you stand an incredible chance of winning, and winning well. Now, we've already seen that this tactic dominates Italy and England, but what about Europe overall? We've already saw that we beat Barcelona 4-0 in the Champions League. How far do you reckon we got in the Champions League? We couldn't have won it, right? Of course we bloody could. Atalanta 2, Bayern Munich 1, winners of the Champions League. In this tactic, it does its job. Absolutely dominating. Dominating 4-1-2-3? Well, let me show you how it works. Here we have the formation then, 4-1-2-3. Nothing out of the ordinary, to be honest. Everybody's played this formation at least once. But what makes this formation special is the possession instructions and the player instructions. So, team instructions first, and then I'll get into the player instructions. What we want to do is have shorter passing on a higher tempo. Play out from the back, overlap on the left, overlap on the right, and a pass into space. Utilise the low crosses if you have a striker with good off the ball. If not, you want to go for whipped crosses, as that allows your advanced forward to pretty much read where the cross is going and hopefully get there before the last defender. But for this team in particular, low crosses work the best. Work the ball into the box, and that is that for possession instructions. In transition, we want to counter press and counter, distribute to the fullbacks, and throw it long. The reason for this throw it long is because ideally our wingbacks are going to be in this position on the pitch up here, so the goalkeeper can throw it over their first line of the press, and we can utilise 5 against 3 or 4 in the midfield, depending on what the opposition play. Out of position, it is fairly standard. Much higher line of engagement, higher defensive line, use the offside trap, prevent short distribution, as ideally we want to be winning those headers in the middle with 5 central players. Get stuck in. Again, it's dangerous to have this on all season long as your players pick up way too many yellow and red cards, but use that if you wish. I like it. I like to be dominating and absolutely destroy the opposition. If that means a few red cards, who cares? And then finally, the defensive width. I want to force the opposition outside. Now, this is risky in this year's FM as crossing is so overpowered, but if you have 2 solid centre-halves like Atalanta do, it shouldn't cause too many problems. But if you're not too comfortable with that, definitely just keep it standard, and then you get best of both worlds. Outside and inside, both will be covered. Now for the personal instructions, we'll start with the sweeper keeper on defend. Take fewer risks, tackle harder. Wing back on the right hand side, stay wider, run with ball, get further forward. 2 centre halves are going to be ball playing defenders. Nothing extra added on either one of these, just the standard instructions. On the left, we're going for a full back rather than a wing back. Stay wider instruction again. Moving forward into this deep lying playmaker position, nothing else added on. Shoot less often, take more risks, hold position. Box to box midfielder, tackle harder, mark tighter. The reason mark tighter is on the box to box midfielder is because when you watch in the match engine, he tends to track back a lot better if he's supposed to be marking someone. Otherwise, he just saunters back, and then the opposition have more players in their final third than what you have in yours. So it's definitely worth having mark tighter on. Ahead of him is the Mazzala, tackle harder, mark tighter again, purely because even though he's on the attack duty, I do want him to track his runner coming back. It just allows us to counter just that little bit better. On the right hand side, inside forward, pass it shorter, mark tighter, tackle harder again, mark tighter, same explanation. Even though he's on an attacking duty, I want him to be coming further back, following their wing backs if possible. On the other side, an inverted winger this time, pass it shorter, sit narrower, tackle harder, mark tighter, dribble more, cut inside with the ball. Again, I want him to track back with the opposition fullback, but I also want him to be able to pass shorter, play 1-2 with the advance forward. Speaking of, here he is, shoot more often, tackle harder, mark tighter, moving the channels. Nothing out of the ordinary here. We want our striker with the best finishing to take as many shots as possible, shoot more often, does that. So that's why it's there. If you've made it all the way to the end, all I want to do is say thank you very much. If you haven't already, please do drop a like, consider subscribing, because I promise you there'll be more tactics on the way. But not only that, I do have a Let's Play series on the channel as well, King of the North, where I'm taking Gateshead FC from the bottom of English football all the way to the top. And spoiler alert, it's going pretty well. Anyways, feel free to check that out, and hopefully I'll see you next time.